How you doing, guys? ZDEyE here. So I wanted to talk about Cyberpunk 2077, and regarding that, there is actually no plans, at least not yet, to release it on the next-gen consoles, such as the Projekt Scarlet or the PlayStation 5. Now, this is actually an interview coming from Gaming Bolt that they had a chance to chat with Mateusz Tomaszkiewicz, or I'm sorry, I'm butchering the name 100%. He's actually the Quest director of the Cyberpunk. Now, obviously, they have asked him this question, and in his words, this is what all he said. That the developers is only focused on PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC. And that's what we're putting all our efforts into right now. That's also including regarding the Switch, that it was somewhat of a similar response, saying that CD Projekt RED is only focused on the game's launch on the platforms for now. Now, basically, such as, PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC once again. Now, obviously, the game will be happening coming out in April 16, 2020, but I also wanted to sprinkle in my own opinion, my own thoughts. I do not believe that. I personally think that they will release Cyberpunk 2077 on the newer gen consoles as well. It will be because it will be joint profit for them. Now, I understand that CD Projekt RED is not all about the profit, they're all about the passion, and I completely respect them for it. But personally, I would like to see this game in the next gen consoles. I want to experience it as well. If I even end up, well, obviously I will, I end up finishing the game and enjoying throughout, I definitely will pick this game up once again, if there's a possibility, of course, on the next gen consoles. Now, obviously, if you guys did not know, next gen consoles will be far easier to traverse through the let's say you have a PlayStation 4 game, you can pretty much play it on a PlayStation 5 just like that on day one. Now, you don't actually have to wait until there will be a specific release for the next gen consoles like it was done for the Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, that's perfect. Grand Theft Auto 5, perfect segue. If you guys remember, Grand Theft Auto 5 first came out on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 and the PC as well. Well, a PC that was like a couple of years later though. Now, they have released it a couple months later, the next gen consoles came out, and a couple more months even more later, obviously Rockstar released their Grand Theft Auto 5 on the next generation of consoles. And it was a big margin profit for them. This is why they have gotten 100 million sales already by this time. Well, at this point, even more. It's because they got an opportunity to resell the same game, pretty much with the updated graphics, obviously, on their Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and then PlayStation 4, then Xbox One, and also after that, the PC. So, it was a perfect strategy of marketing and how they were selling their game. Not releasing all of them all at once, but actually not giving people much of a choice, and of course, because there really was no choice if you really think about it, right? CD Projekt RED could do this exactly the same approach. Let's say that they released their game on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And yet, a couple of months later, the next gen comes out, they could resell the same game with the updated graphics and maybe FPS as well, and, PlayStation 5 or the Projekt Scarlet on top of that. And after a few months later on PC, well, obviously we already know that they're gonna release their game on PC on day one with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So that's awesome. But still, if they like, I understand that they're not like, those people that are like all about the money. Again, I said it already. They're all about the passion of their games. And I completely respect them even more than Rockstar. Now, I have to admit, Rockstar and Projekt RED, they're two, perhaps the biggest developers that are making their games fantastic. I'm talking about the single player, of course. Rockstar single players, the multiplayer games, sorry, the online, not so much. But whatever, like, that's not important. Single players was all about, personally for me, for the Cyberpunk and the Rockstar games such as Grand Theft Auto. Now anyway, talk about Grand Theft Auto. Perfect segue once again. Today, yes, in a couple more hours I will release my wishlist for the Grand Theft Auto 6 single player. All those lists, I will be mentioning it, they will go nicely with transition to an online mode as well some of them. And after that, a couple of days later, I'll say maybe 2 days later, I will release a Grand Theft Auto 6 online wishlist as well. They're pretty long videos, not too long, so it will not be boring. And of course, I highly suggest you to check it out and just, expect it. Well, anyway, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys all, and have a good one.